I come from Ukraine, and I have no skin in the game, pun intended. So I get to look at this issue kind of impartially. I don't have the guilt that white Americans have, and I'm also not mad at the history because it didn't affect my ancestors. I'm mad at the Russians and the Nazis because they imprisoned my grandparents, but I'm not even that mad at them. Like I understand that they're assholes, and I don't expect anything to come from it, right? I'm not waiting for reparations from Putin. Yeah, because I just understand that they're crooked assholes, and that's it. And I don't worry about it. I move on with my life, right? But the funny thing that I'm noticing about not just African Americans, but Americans in general, is that they expect the whole world to give a shit about their problems, right? There's this entitlement of like, my problems are bigger than yours and you need to hear about them. Do you know that the whole world knows about problems in America, but Americans have no idea what's going on abroad? That's how self centered you are. And you have no idea that people all around the world, 95% of people, are suffering horribly. Okay? Horrible suffering. But they know all about the race wars between white and black people in America because you're so goddamn loud about it, as if it's the biggest problem in the world. Okay, so as an immigrant who came to this country, didn't know anything, I look at this situation and I'm like, what the hell? Are you serious? Like, what are you complaining? Are you kidding me, dude? You're complaining? And I'm not denying the fact that some white people in America and even in government to this day are making life worse for you. I know that. That's my perspective of the Russians, right? They still hate you and they're still making life horrible for you. And that's a fact. But like this idea that somebody thinks that you're less than, it's like, welcome to Earth, dude. Are you really so shocked? When are you going to get over that shit? When are you going to get over racism? Yes, people are racist. Yes, lots of white people out there think that you suck. Yes, that's true. Now what? What do you want? Do you want to kill all those people? Do you want to make them your slaves? Like, what do you want? Do you want revenge? I mean, what do you want to come out of this, right? I'm thinking in my situation, how, because the Russians put my grandpa and made him an actual slave as well for 10 years, a real slave for 10 years. And I met the guy, he lived with us. I looked him in the eye as he told us horrible stories. So he imparted this kind of hatred of the Russians into me. And my two other grandparents were captured by the Nazis. Now they escaped, you know, they ran away. So I'm not like, I have some negative views of the Germans and the Russians. And I know that some of them stand by that. I know that a lot of people in Europe see the Slavs as the lowest of the whites, hence our name. But am I gonna like sit there and bitch about it all day and be like, they hate me? I want in their club. I want to get in their club. They won't let me. No, you know what I do? I make my own club. So my this this is what my complaint is with African Americans, right? You bitch way too much about it. Way too much. Way too much. You know why? Because you have no idea what's going on in the rest of the world. You think you have it the worst out of all the people in the world. But you're not even close. And there's people watching Friday on their shitty, dusty dystopian phone that barely works. And they're like, damn, I wish I had some weed to cope with this suffering. At least they have weed. At least I wish I had a roof. You know what I'm saying? I'm not denying the fact that your life is made horrible by your oppressors. But, like, welcome to life on Earth, dude. This going on everywhere in the world. All over the place. And bitching and moaning is not the way forward. How about you rise up and dominate this shit? Despite the fact that everything goes against you. Do you know who's going to run the world in the future? Africans. Not African Americans. People in Ghana and Kenya. Okay, you guys are sleeping on them. You have no idea what's going on over there. They are coming up. And in 30 years, they're going to surpass everybody else. I'm convinced that the future is African, but not African American. Because of the American part. Because you guys are soft and weak. And you like to complain a lot. And not do anything about it. And the people in Africa actually hate you more than they hate white people. You know? Like, you've been subjugated. Your ancestors were slaves. And that's the history of almost every human being on this planet. Except what other people do is that they go past it and they use it as fuel to rocket themselves into overcoming that shit. But the people in America have a really high expectation from life. They have this entitlement to fairness and happiness. And it's fake. It's an illusion that you created in your head. That you're entitled to fair treatment. You're not entitled to that shit. You have to fight for it. But bitching and moaning about it is just going to make people hate you even more. You see? Like, do something about it. Build fantastic cities. Stick it to the white man. Create your own clubs and don't let them in. That's what you do. Make more money than the white man. Have more power than the white man. Figure it out. Despite everything that comes against you, figure that shit out. That's what everyone else is doing. That's not in America. Swimming up against the stream, desperately trying to claw upwards. And you have so many opportunities here, and you're just bitching and moaning about it. Like, snap out of it, bro. No one cares. Do you know that? The only people, here's two kind of people that care in America about your issues. White guilt people who feel guilty about it and they want to lick your ass, and racist people who think that you're subhuman. Those are the only two categories. And let me ask you, why would you care what these two categories think? They are unimportant. Everybody else genuinely is neutral and doesn't give a shit because they have their own problems going on. God. Please don't be violent to me and stab me outside because of this video. See, that was a racist stereotype. That's dark humor. And please get over the jokes. Like, how come I can't talk shit about you? I just made a video talking shit about the Mexicans, and I didn't feel nearly as awkward as I do right now. Because it feels like you can't handle a goddamn joke. Talk shit about Ukrainians. Talk shit about everybody else. Why can't I talk shit about you? I want to talk shit about you. Because I talk shit about the Chinese and the Mexicans and Who else? That's the only two people that are coming to mind. The Canadians, the French, everybody gets it. But talking shit about you, I feel really awkward. Y'all need to cut that shit out. Join the rest of the world. That's all I'm saying. Okay, you're not better, you're not worse. You're just like everybody. I know, that's a shocker. That we're all the same. Okay, we're all good and we're all shitty. And we all deserve to be ridiculed for our bullshit. And that's what this video is. I'm calling out your bullshit. Stop being so goddamn sensitive, dude. Specifically African Americans, not the Africans in Africa. This is to the Americans. You're too goddamn soft. Shut the fuck up. Cheers.